I got a Metal Monthly to do. I don't want any new metal in my new metal. It's Metal Monthly. It's all new metal. It's no new. Howdy, Banger Pals. I don't know what that was, but I know what this is. It's Metal Monthly. Banger's monthly look at what's coming out in metal releases. If you're new around here, thanks for stopping by. The way the show works is I scourge the earth to find you the 5 best underground metal albums coming out every single month, and I present them to you in this handy video. And if that wasn't enough, I also give you a list running down the kind of big, new, noteworthy releases you might want to keep your eye out for. Maybe some of them we'll review on the channel. Maybe I'm just letting you know right here because we don't have time to cover everything. Either way, let's just get on with the video. YouTube long introductions, I hate them. So, kicking off on August 9th, look, I know August 2nd, nothing came out, and there's a bunch of stuff coming out towards the end of the month. Regardless, Hammerfall, Avenge the Fallen on Nuclear Blast, and Heilung are releasing Lifa Otengard on Season of Mist. Moving on to August 16th, you've got Dark Tranquility releasing End Time Signals on Century Media. You've got Extinction AD releasing To the Detested on Unique Leader, and everybody popping off about Gel. Everybody loved Gel. Well, they're releasing Persona on Blue Grape. August 23rd, you've got Flesh God Apocalypse releasing Opera on Nuclear Blast. Nile is releasing The Underworld Awaits Us All on Napalm. And another band everybody pops off about, Spectral Wound, are finally following up their last release with Songs of Blood and Mire on Profound Lore. And one of the great experiments in metal, Zeal and Ardor, is back with Grief. It's a self-released independent jam tossed out there because Zeal and Ardor do whatever the hell they want. And then August 30th, another massive band back, Nails, Every Bridge Burning on Nuclear Blast. And it's finally happening. Winter Sun Time 2 is coming out on Nuclear Blast. I guess somebody needs some more money. Regardless, you need more metal albums that I want to talk about. So let's get into my list. So this is actually a pretty strong month for great Metal Monthly alumni releasing new music. Concrete Winds have a new record coming out. Oxygen Destroyer have a new record out. But I can't deny, I'm just happy to have my boys back. It's Demiser, Slave to the Scythe, Blacklight Media, also sort of Metal Blade. I don't know. Blacklight Media is a sub thing. Whatever. August 23rd. Have a listen. This is a black and thrash band from South Carolina, and I'm loving the return of Lucas Ruggieri for the cover in a cool kind of style switch up compared to the first release. And man, do I have a hard time thinking of a new band as fun as these guys. I guess maybe Undeath, but regardless, it's great black and thrash. It's just radiating energy, and the thing that really pushes it over the line for me is just the great soloing that sounds like distinctly southern, just like these boys do. It's a grimy band with some southern gentleman energy. What the hell was that? I cannot do accents.
What you really want is more of a Savannah accent, which is more like molasses just sort of spilling out of your mouth.
The album follows the pattern of the first one with 7 kind of just ripping tracks of black and thrash, any of which could have been a single with a cool, like, jangly cowboy acoustic interlude. But this time they pushed themselves to close out things big with an ambitious 8-minute epic album closer, and they ain't cheating that runtime either. It's 8 minutes of actual music, not sound effects or samples or wind. It's just them playing the stuff they do, but in a format that fits 8 minutes really well. It's an actual song, and boy does it give drummer Infester a wild opportunity to show off for like basically every minute of it. I can't praise these guys enough. I've talked about them a bunch on the channel. Hell, I have their first album cover artwork, a woodblock print of it framed on my wall. So you know I'm a big Demiser fan, and you know I'm happy that this lived up to the expectations for the second record. So definitely grab this one. Moving on, we've got a rare mix-up for me. It doesn't follow my normal pattern. It's Ancients with Beyond the Reach of the Sun on Season of Mist, August 30th. Listen to something that you don't normally hear on this show. Anciients are a Canadian extreme progressive metal band from BC. They have another perfect Adam Burke on the cover with some Enigma Force vibes. Guy is untouchable. Probably the best cover artist in metal right now. And look, it's something different from what Blayne normally brings you. See, I do try to do this as much as possible. I hate using the term extreme these days in metal. I don't know. Extreme metal, half of it just doesn't sound extreme anymore. But extreme progressive is a pretty accurate description of what they play. If you're a fan of the more modern Mastodon type of stuff, but wish it had just a bit more edge to it, this is for you. They're not afraid to crack off into some harsh vocals and, you know, scare the neighbors. The overall impression is still going to be progressive metal. It's what they play. They're playing progressive metal, and they're going to sing. They're a progressive metal band. They can't help themselves. But just that little bit of edge is just all I need to make the rest of the medicine go down. And that's from a certified singing hater. So if you are an actual fan of this stuff, you're gonna lose your mind. This record's gonna be phenomenal for you, especially because they do play at a nice clip. A track like Celestial Tyrant just flies and dazes with technicality. They have the ability to entertain, not just show off technical skill, though they certainly do that too. And I think that's why I'm actually including a progressive band here, because they try to entertain me, not embarrass me with how much better they are at musical instruments. And now back to our regularly scheduled program. It's Avmakt, Satanic Inversion of ... What is it? Ooh, it's a mystery. Gotta listen to find out. Peaceville Records, August 30th. Yeah, it's black metal. It's black metal. Not only is it black metal, it's Norwegian black metal. I love that the album cover is in the same style as the like super cool, unique, and unconventional logo. And oh, it's on that beautiful purple. You could really print that nice. I wonder what the vinyl's gonna look like. So this Norwegian black metal band features two absolute beasts of the Norwegian not black metal scene. Christian Valvo plays drums in top-tier death metal band Obliteration, and Christopher Brathen does vocals and guitars in one of my all-time fave heavy metal bands, Flight. Two bands I've pushed on you pretty heavily over the years, so the names are probably ringing bells. Unsurprisingly, these two guys can also make really amazing black metal. It's a surprisingly raw record, especially when you consider it's on Peaceville and it's from two accomplished musicians. Like, they made a choice to make it sound like back to basics black metal. The record sounds like someone took basically the entirety of Darkthrone's career, combined it into one thing, but then restarted it from the black metal beginning. It's like a Darkthrone and New Game Plus. It has a slight flavor of punk from the Crustthrone period. It can slow and drone a bit like modern Doomthrone, but it's all while still being a 100% black metal record. There's no hyphens, there's no slashes, there's no dashes. It's just black metal. And again, I'm not surprised, because guys of these pedigree can just do whatever they want, but as such a fan of these guys' other projects, I'm thoroughly pleased with how well they nailed this. Like, the instant I saw it was them, I was like, oh, this better be amazing. And then I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Great job once again, boys. Let me try and sell some records for you. In between selling you things you actually want, in parentheses records, and not selling you things you don't actually want, in parentheses meal kits, I just got to sell me having the ability to sell things to you by plugging our Patreon. We got a Patreon campaign. You can give us a couple bucks. We can keep things nice and clean and tidy and just about stuff we actually care about over here. And every week I toss up a new video. There's some really great records coming out this month that I don't get to talk about here because I can't talk for 45 minutes in one spot about records at you. It just doesn't work. So I'll break it up into bite size over there so you get a little extra drip every week. So sign up there. Thanks. We appreciate it. Up next is Teeth, The Will of Hate on Translation Lost Records, coming out August 30th. The month is backloaded. Yes, I know.
It's a
This is a technical death metal band from Los Angeles, and probably my favorite cover of the month by Paul Carrick. That is The Evil. Now, normally when I hear something described as technical death metal, I am bracing for something soft, digital, and annoying. I'm sorry, but that's mostly what technical death metal is overrun with, and this album is none of those things. Holy hell. It's incredibly heavy and very dark, and Grammarly is currently suggesting on the screen that I change incredibly heavy to cumbersome, so you're still not there, AI. That's not what I mean. It's got a feel that's reminiscent of the industrial Blue Dust Nord, but as death metal instead of black metal. Do something with that, Grammarly, you bitch.
Bitch!
It's scary and intense, which works great with the relentless technical playing of everyone in the band, and a lot of the sound is driven by the blunt weapon of a bass tone. It's just a spiked club bashing you to death. And just like Avmakt, it shares members with some of my favorite recent releases, this time out of LA in Zombantly and Mortal Wound, both of whom I've talked about here. So starting to see a pattern. This is some death metal trying to push the boundaries of the genre, and they're trying to push the boundaries into a dark, haunted-ass abandoned building. Unfortunately, we're on our last band, but if you'd like significantly more music, you can always follow me at twitch.tv/metalcomedy. I live research this show every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern time, so regardless of how good or bad, genre I love, genre I hate, if it's on Metal Archives, we listen to it. I don't think there's a better way to find new metal. Hang out with me there, but let's get back to here because we still have our palette cleanse of the month. It's Phaëthon with Wielder of the Steel on Gates of Hell Records. Coming out, say it with me now, August 30th. The month is very backloaded. Our heavy metal this month is Epic. It's from London, England, and it's got cover art by Scheinlichter, who's an insanely talented painter. What the hell? And according to Metal Archives, he's only been used on 4 album covers. Y'all need to jump on this guy for your next project. Holy shit. So, thankfully, we finally have some heavy metal again in 2024. And peculiarly, it's Epic again, which is normally the rarest of the heavy metals, but it's the party stuff that's mostly been a no-show this year. I guess they're all out partying. So yeah, you're not putting this on to have some wobbly pops with the boys unless you do that over a round of Warhammer. So yeah, it's epic heavy metal. Get ready for full weird, why is he singing like that? Oh God, wait, do I like it? Oh God, I love it type vocals. I don't know why every epic heavy metal band's got to have a weirder on vocals, but it is weird, and I do love it. So, similar to Flamekeeper earlier this year, while this isn't a one-man project, it's another round of epic by boys that are normally at the cool kids table in the death, thrash, black metal zone of the lunchroom, carving pentagrams into stuff and shooting spitballs. I think that's why the music underneath has a ton of variety to it. They can rip off into a lick that would be home on a beer-soaked heavy metal release, but the drums are also powerful. The bass is present, it's showing up, but what really blew me away was the near 10-minute album closer, Wielder of the Steel, which I was worried could be a bit of a plod, but it builds quickly and effectively in an almost Western twang until we get to a really glorious ride in a battle and a stellar solo at only the 3-minute mark. So the song's not wasting time, it's getting there, and it's staying there the whole time. I could listen to this one track all day. So that's my pick for best heavy metal of the month. Those are my 5 picks for my favorite records of the month. Thanks for hanging out with me on another episode. We're almost there. We made it through summer, end of August. The faucet turns back on. What are you excited about? What are you looking forward to? Let me know in the comments below. Please pick up some of these records, you know, spend money on music, the whole thing. You know.